Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Hugel culture gardening method. It's a Germanic mound building system of using big logs. I'll kind of show you here as I'm talking, you kind of see. So you pile a bunch of big logs and then you put branches, you put the sod, you remove the sod from the ground, grass down, dirt up, composting material, all stuff like that, then cover it off, finish it with topsoil. So we are doing a hugelkultur raised bed right here. So what do? We dug down about 2 feet down. It doesn't have to be the whole width of the bed, I get it, it's not perfect, but we dug down about 2 feet. We filled it up with a bunch of branches, old non-pressure treated lumber that we had that's like rotting, and like you see branches, logs and stuff like that from the woods around us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add in some compost type stuff. So what compost? We've been over that before. A lot of things compost. As you see over here, we got a lot of cardboard. Big thing of cardboard, some of those little crates, all this kind of cardboard that's not painted, it's not plastisol, anything like that. That will compost. So we're going to throw that in there. And then you see these buckets here. Those are buckets of kitchen compost stuff that we've been collecting over the last couple, like last week or so. And then I have this right here that's full of pine cones, sticks, twigs, as you see some branches right there, and just stuff we collected around the yard. So pretty much you can throw almost anything in there that will compost. Whoa, here I am falling in the hole. So, like I said, we dug down 2 feet, we got a bunch of logs and stuff in there. So I'm just gonna let this roll and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll try to talk. I don't know what the volume's gonna be like, so I apologize that the volume's not that great. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna turn the camera down here and I'm gonna throw some of this dirt from this pile over here. That pile came out of here. So I'm gonna throw some of that dirt in there to kind of have it settle down, take up some of the cracks and stuff, because the whole thing will settle and you can just add to it. The whole point of it is all this good compost material will provide nutrients for the soil, and all the wood and everything like that will collect moisture. So you don't have to water as often. Here in the Pacific Northwest, I don't have to worry about the water thing so much, but I just really wanted to build a raised bed like this. I thought it was a really cool thing to do, and I wanted to try it out. I've done it kind of on a smaller scale, just thrown some wood and branches and blackberry trimmings. You see how I got blackberry bushes everywhere. Underneath the dirt from raised beds, as well as throwing compost and stuff like that. So I've kind of done it on a small scale, but this is an actual hugelkultur bed. So let's roll with this. I'm just gonna I'll throw some dirt in there first, then I'll throw a bunch more, throw some cardboard in there, then I'll probably throw some more dirt, then I'll throw the compost stuff. So you can just roll along with me. I'm just gonna work here and you can watch. Just piling in a bunch of dirt. Nothing about this is perfect either. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. Whoa. Okay, so I got a bunch more dirt in. Now I'm going to throw a bunch of the cardboard in. Just going to try to spread it around. There we go. Another thing that's nice about this is now I don't have to pay to get rid of all this stuff and compost or recycle or anything like that, filling up my recycle bin. So it's a great way to get rid of all those Amazon boxes. As you saw, probably a lot of them, there's some Amazon tape. And that's that paper tape, so I'm not really worried about it decomposing. So I'm going to add some, I'll throw a little bit more dirt in there, then I'll throw the compost in. And it gets hot when you're working. So this is why I always talk about layering. Because you got to stay warm, but you want to get too hot and all sweaty, nasty, right? And as you can see, doing this kind of work is very physically demanding. This is why I talk about being in good physical shape, being in good physical condition. I'm a little winded because I've been working all day. It's expected. But be in good physical condition. Take care of yourselves. Work on your fitness. We got to be able to do these things, right? I mean, I still get tired out, of course. I'm pretty fit, but I can always improve myself. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this pile here and just dump it in. I'll probably actually just throw it around different areas. As you see, it's just a bunch of rotten logs and branches and stuff, and pine cones. There we go. Any kind of organic material you can get like that, the better. Here, let me do this. There. You can throw in any kind of organic material. Like I said, anything that composts, you can throw in there. It's a good way to get rid of all your yard waste, your grass clippings, blackberry clippings, anything you want to throw in there. Clean up the yard, throw it in buckets. So you have a nice, clean, good-looking yard and or space, and you got a place to throw it. Throw it all in there. It's like a junk drawer. Throw it all in there. So now I'm going to throw the compost in. There you go, a bunch of compost in there. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'll pause the video because I'm going to add some more dirt in there, and then I'm going to start adding some topsoil. It's right about where I wanted it to be. I'm going to level it out a little bit with a rake because I wanted it, actually no, I need to fill this first layer all the way up with all this kind of stuff. Then I have a second layer of wood frame to go on top. Then I'll tie it together and we'll fill it up. So right now I'll pause it, we'll make some progress, then I'll talk about it. Okay, so here we go. We added in the other layer. You can see now it's 2 layers. Because the deeper the better. The more composting, the more moisture retention, all that stuff like that. The taller the better. They say 6 to 7 feet. Obviously I'm not going to get that. But then I'm going to use these end pieces and I'm going to screw them basically to tie these boards together, front and rear. So I'll pause it again for a second. We'll take care of that. Okay, so I got the tie-in. Those are just screwed on there to hold the top and the bottom together. So really simple. So we'll do some more stuff and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, I'm back. So what we're gonna do here is I got a bunch of stuff there, icky, nasty composting stuff that's been composting for a while in there and in here. So I'm just gonna throw it all in there. We put some dirt down. Alright, so I'm not going to keep the video rolling while I do all this. I'm going to add that into here and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I got all that nasty compost put in there. I actually have another trash can full of it that I'm going to be adding in also. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw a little more dirt on top of this whole area. I'm going to throw some more compost and then some more dirt, and then it'll be ready to start adding the topsoil. The last 2x10 up there, starting right there, going up to there, I'm going to add about 10 inches of topsoil mushroom compost mix as my final. Where I'm going to get that from, because I haven't brought any new topsoil in. I have a raised bed I put over there that it just wasn't in an ideal location. So I'm going to move that because it wasn't getting enough sun. It didn't even grow potatoes very well. So I'm going to move that. I'm going to use the frame, the wooden frame, to make one of my other raised beds taller so I can add in more depth to it, which is what I wanted. And then I'm going to use that dirt in here, the topsoil mushroom compost mix. And then I have another narrower raised bed. It's a it's a 2x8 instead of the 4x8 I normally do. I'm going to use the soil from there also in here because this is a 4x10. So I'll need all that soil to finish off this. And then I'll use that wood for something else, probably disassemble it and turn it into a 4x8 bed, use it to top off one of these other beds. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll get back to you. Whew, hard work. So this is the second wheelbarrow load. All that good composting stuff I pulled out of one of my old trash cans that I was throwing compost stuff in there over the last year or so. So I got that loaded up, and I'll tell you what, just picked up the wheelbarrow yesterday and it's already paying dividends. It's awesome. You gotta have a wheelbarrow if you're out doing this stuff. It makes it so much easier. So anyway, I'm gonna add that into there. And then I'll come back to you guys. One thing I keep cutting in like this, just in case you know, is because I don't know how long my camera will actually just stay paused, and I don't want to just like cut the video in the middle. So let me do the things and I'll get back to you. Okay, so the bed's coming along really well, as you can see it there. We added some dirt, some more of that compost to it. So we're just going to now add some more topsoil and stuff from our yard, not the composting topsoil. Just, you know, good topsoil from around here. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it level with that that top board. Bring it level with that, and then once that's all level, then I will come back to you and I will show you starting to get the mushroom compost topsoil from the other raised beds. One of them you could probably see right there. That's a raised bed right there. And then there's another one back over there also. So, hope you guys are liking this video. I'm trying to do more, you know, showing you hands-on type stuff, especially as it's coming up to summertime. We're going to do a lot more of that kind of stuff. We're also going to plant 2 of our raised beds and potatoes today, so maybe we'll show you that. Just do a quick little potato planting video. I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please stand by and I'll show you the finish of it. Okay, so one thing I wanted to note was, as we're pulling up all this stuff, going through this process, all this dirt from the yard and from the hole we dug out and from the raised beds, is worms. Worms are good. They're really good for your soil. Composted up, nutrients, their excrement helps compost the soil. They eat up all the kinds of stuff. They're awesome. So we're finding tons of worms. That's one thing I love about the ground up here, the soil here in Washington, Western Washington. It's really good soil. So there's a lot of positives here. You guys know about the negatives. But as you can see here, you can see the color difference between the two soils. As I move out of the shade, I'm shading it. How do I move out of the shade? There we go. See the brown, the lighter brown and the darker brown? The darker brown is the topsoil mushroom compost mix from the other raised bed we're starting to bring in. We're going to bring that up to the top here and then we'll be done. But worms are very important. If you don't have lots of worms in your soil, or if you don't see any worms, you may want to think about raising worms, having a worm farm, worm garden, whatever you want to call it. It's very vital. Part of gardening, part of the soil, everything. So worms are awesome. I'll get back to you in a sec with some more progress. All right, just want to show you a close-up of the progress here. We got, as you can see here, this is the new topsoil mushroom compost mix coming in. And see how the other stuff is about level with the top beam, so we're going to fill this up. And it's looking really good. I don't know what you guys think of it, but I think it looks pretty sweet. It's coming along really good. So we'll be back in a minute. Actually, you know what? I mean, there's not much else to show you really. We're just going to finish filling this in. So I mean, I could go on showing you step back and forth, and but you're not going to get much value out of it. Suffice to say, we're going to finish filling this up with mushroom compost topsoil mix from our other two raised beds we're pulling up. And then we're going to plant it pretty soon. So I hope you guys like the video. I hope you guys check out this Hugel culture method of gardening and see how it works for you. I think it's going to work really well for us. So I hope you guys are prepping a little every day, and I hope you're taking the self-sufficiency, self-reliance, growing your own food, raising your own food, being outside of the system, as independent as possible. I hope you're taking it seriously because tough times are coming and we're going to have to grow our own food. I'm pretty sure about that. And even if it doesn't, it's fun for the kids, it's fun for me, it's good exercise, it's good, healthy, whole, natural foods, which is the way God intended. So I hope you guys are doing the things. I hope you're prepping a little every day and prepping out of peace of mind, out of fear. Remember, we don't do that here. No fear porn, no fear mongering. I mean, yeah, we talk about some topics sometimes that are, a little scary, but we do what we do here. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.